Hi, I'm Sindhu Vee, and it's my party, and I will have complicated straws if I want to.
Hello, I'm Catherine Bohart, and welcome to It's My Party, where we are celebrating Comic Relief's 40th birthday in the best way possible by planning a massive party. As always, I'm here in my role as the perfect party planner. I'm very modest like that. And so I'm going to be sitting down with a brilliant guest, getting to know them and their party needs so that we can help plan them their dream do. This week I'm joined by the stand-up comedian and actor Sindhu Vee, and she's my very good friend, as well as panel show appearances on shows including Have I Got News For You, Would I Lie To You, and QI. Sindhu has acted in films and TV including Sex Education, Matilda the Musical, those are two separate shows, and picture this, a new Amazon Prime rom-com. Her new special, Alphabet, has just been released too and can be streamed on her website, SindhuVee.com. Sindhu, thanks for coming on It's My Party. How are you?
I'm delighted to be here. I haven't seen you for so long.
It's so nice. We're both leaning into the mics, but they can in fact pick us up.
Okay, I won't lean.
No. I think it's quite natural for us both to be like, everyone can hear this, right? Hello?
Yeah, but
Hello.
also I want to be closer to you.
I know, it's so nice. Hi. I'm so glad to have you here. What have you been up to?
All the things, Alphabet, that's the big thing. It
Yes.
released on my website on the 14th of March, and the decision to release it myself was very specific to the subject matter.
Yeah.
Which, as you know...
Pretty personal.
Yeah, a lot to do with my parents and my sister, none of whom are any longer here.
Yeah. I feel like it's an amazing show. A lot of people, I think, will relate. Well,
I mean, there's nothing in that
It's
about...
so remarkable that I don't know that they will relate, but it's like, I think it's a beautiful study on grief and family. And
yeah, and it's funny because I never talk about that in the show, but for me, it was like, I was grieving, and I was like, I got to put this show out at a time and in a place that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
No one, I mean, now I've started talking about it, but at the time, no one would have known.
Yeah.
But it's a funny show. There's a lot about hair, which you and I...
We got a lot of it.
So many moments we've had in our life about hair.
We got a lot of hair.
There's a lot of stuff about hair and girlfriends.
Yes, it's really good. Also, the clips that are already out are so good. I think people will undoubtedly watch it. SindhuVee.com is where they can find Alphabet.
SindhuVee.com.
She's a very good stand-up comedian, guys. You're gonna have a good time. But Sindhu, you know this podcast is about
A party.
Yeah, it's about parties. Now, I feel kind of like a fraud because I need to tell the listener that I have been to many parties of yours and never hosted you at one. So it's about time that I planned one. And so you're going to make the rules and I'm going to do it for you. That's what we're going to do. First of all, though, for the listener, I think I know the answers to this, but let's just establish your relationship with parties. How do you feel about them? Do you want to go to them?
Always.
You do, don't you?
After this, I'm going to a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that you're dressed in all black, obviously going to a party.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to the party for people to look at me. I'm going to have a good time.
Good for you. I love that. But you feel good about going to them. How do you feel about planning them?
I have never planned a party.
What?
I've always said, I want these people over. Let me send them a text. And then they say yes. And then I think, oh, it's in 3 weeks. Who gives a shit? And then I don't do anything. The last party we had, which I think you came to, I had not sorted out the food. 3 days before, my husband was like, what are these people eating? I'm like, I know, you know what? I got to get on it.
But that's so annoying because it was the best food I've ever had at anybody's house. It was for Diwali.
I know.
But the food was amazing.
Well, actually, it was 4 days before. I lie when I say it's 3 days. Then I started calling my friend and being like, you've got to cater this party. She's a caterer. She's like, I'm going to India.
Be mad if you were just like, I know you're not a caterer, but I really think you can do it.
Well, that was my second choice.
Yeah.
I would have called Yamini and said, you're a great cook, start cooking. So I never plan a party. What I do plan about every party I've ever had is who's coming.
Nice.
Only because a party is fun only because of who's there. Nothing else about that party will matter. Because a party that you remember is a party where you remember how you felt.
I do think that's true, and I do think you are incredibly good, weirdly, at mixing people from all kinds of parts of your life, which I really like. You can, but I think what you did on that night was very cleverly estimate that Ellen, my girlfriend, and I would fit right in with the teenagers, and we did.
Yes, you
did. We spent a lot of time on the floor with the children.
You did.
Having dubious arguments about dubious issues, and we had a great time.
Yeah, and there was a party where one of the teenagers made everyone else uncomfortable. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And we don't have to talk about it more, but I remember being like, if Bohart and Ellen are in there, it'll be fine. I didn't think any bad would happen. But also a lot of my other friends who are from my civilian life, they were looking at the two of you, like you said something and their reference was so outside of what you meant. And I was like, these civilians have never met a comic in their life.
It was quite
Do you
funny.
remember what it was?
I do remember what it was, and I also very much loved that they let us pretend to be adults for that moment when we moved to the grown-up table, and everyone asked us questions like they thought what we were doing was a real job.
Yes.
I thought that was really kind of them, given that pretty much everyone was in finance. I was really impressed with they gave us the patience and the space to be clowns, and
they loved you.
Oh, we
and
loved
you loved
them.
But that's the thing. It's who you invite to a party that matters.
I think that's right. Okay, good. Well, you're not planning anything massively in advance. Let's assume this party's in 4 days.
Oh, I do plan flowers.
Okay, of course.
Sorry, I plan flowers.
We don't have a flowers question. What are you thinking for flowers?
For this party?
Yeah,
Well,
please.
first you have to give me some background. When is this party?
Should we circle back to flowers?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, the answer is when is the party? When would you like it to be? 4 days from now, so we can just get into it?
No, I think there's not enough parties in Q1.
Okay, how to tell us that you used to work in finance without telling us you used to work in finance? Just say Q1.
Q1.
You're dead right. January through March, we're not having enough parties.
There's not enough parties. So I would like to have this party.
Obsessed with that.
Yeah. I
Tell
would like
me.
to have a Q1 party.
Okay, great.
And I'd like to have it not in April when the weather's better and people are like, oh, Easter holiday, and then the children have to wear a bunny hat and all that nonsense.
Yeah.
No offense to any people who love Lent and Easter and such. I think we should, I'd like the party to be in February, which is a dead month.
It really is. All you've
And-
got is like maybe Valentine's Day, but even then you have to be quite vapid to enjoy it.
Yeah,
So
and that's not a party for everyone. That's a Valentine's Day party.
it's for people in love.
Or something.
Yeah, who are in something. Yeah, I agree.
And I think January is too soon because a party where everyone's doing dry January is just boring. So I think
Yeah.
a February party, very unusual time to have a party.
I love a Q1 party. I love
Early
February.
Q1.
Okay, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, great. So, I guess before we move into the ins and outs of this party, worst or best party you've ever been to?
Oh my goodness. The best parties I've been to were definitely between the ages of 17 and 19 because I was not allowed to go to parties.
The
My
excitement.
mother said no. So we would do things like, I remember once my parents were out of town and my ayah was home. She was like a 800-year-old lady that had taken care of me since I was born, and she used to take care of us. We locked her in the house. I mean, she could not have got out if something bad had happened, but we were teenagers. Locked her in the house, climbed out the bathroom window, and went to this crazy party. This is in Delhi, by the way, in the middle of the night. Got some friends of ours who had a car to come pick us up. Went to this party. I've never had so much fun. Because also there's a boy I had a crush on who was at the party, and because I never went to parties, he was like, oh my goodness.
You're here.
You're here. Smoked 1,000 cigarettes. Am I allowed to say that? I hope so.
You were young. Mistakes were made.
Yes.
We wouldn't do it now. Well, we're fundamentally different people. I wasn't allowed to go to parties, so I didn't because I wouldn't have been able to enjoy anything that was breaking a rule. We're fun. I'm fun. You were made more fun.
When can I wear any of this?
Oh, you can put on props the whole time.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Keep talking. I'm listening.
Okay, great. And I believe you. Of course, you're going for the sunglasses immediately. I love that for you. Right, let's talk venues. Sindhu Vee, where is this party taking place in Q1?
Okay, so it's February.
Yeah.
So it would have to be in a place that's not outside, even though English people or the people from the UK, I should say, don't mind,
They are weirdly okay with being outside in the Baltic cold, even so they can smoke or drink. But I don't
mind that. I think you can have a party, you can go out and do that, but you can't have the whole party where it's kind of
Hard
drizzly and
agree.
you're supposed to feel cool. So I think...
God, you look divine in your sunglasses
Thank
with
you.
happy birthday on them. Please,
Thank you.
Tell me.
I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to have it in a place somewhere central that has a kind of balcony. I feel like I've been to a party like that, and it was kind of like it was when I was with my first agents, and so it would have been somewhere around just off Oxford Street, above in their offices.
Like maybe we could do like a Picture House Central with the like outdoor space.
Yes,
fun.
that kind of thing. So it's got a kind of you can be cozy because we are in February.
Yeah.
But you can also go out, and central because everything in February is so desolate in your heart,
Yeah.
in the weather, but you need the city, the buzz of the city.
Okay, I love that. Great. Okay,
know?
I'm in my mind. I'm putting it in Picture House Central just because they have that rooftop. They have
Yes.
that indoor space. It's cozy, but
Where
also
is
it's
Picture House
gorgeous.
Central?
It's just on Piccadilly.
There you go.
And you can use that roof. How
I
exciting!
mean, a lot of tourists, but maybe in February not so much.
They're way below us. We're
Okay.
in a sort of
They are.
okay,
We
perfect.
are Londoners.
That's wonderful. Okay, yeah, both in
Exactly.
status in London and also
Metaphorically
yes,
and, yeah.
exactly. Okay, great. Are you having a theme?
Uh,
Would you like a theme? Is Q1 the theme?
No. First of all, we have fairy lights. Just so
Okay,
you know.
fairy lights everywhere?
There's got to be outside.
Outside, gorgeous.
Outside fairy lights, so that you can, because the outside in February is so uninviting.
Agreed.
But we make it inviting.
Beautiful.
We say, come to our outside here. It's so nice.
Do you want a fire pit?
I thought about that, but not on a roof, because then I think you're being thirsty.
Do you think it's attention seeking?
Yeah, I don't like thirsty.
Oh my gosh, is a fire pit kind of desperate of me?
No, a fire pit on top of a balcony at this place.
You're right, I was being
it's
desperate.
too much.
You're right.
And
You're right.
The thing about a good party is it's never thirsty.
Wow, just understated, just
You
casually.
come to the party doesn't come to you.
Wow. The fact that you've said that with those sunglasses on is heaven to me. 2 cupcakes for eyes. The party doesn't come to you. Is like, mwah, beautiful. Okay, you're the Mr. Miyagi of parties. This is incredible.
So that's it.
So do we have a theme?
Oh yes, theme-wise, I would say in February, I would say there's no theme except, and I love to do this at parties, there'll be a lot of people at this party who don't know each other, because I have these 2 lives.
Okay.
And
by that you mean that you used to work in finance but also are a mom, and
yes,
now you're a
so-
stand-up comedian who's quite famous and acts.
all of those things.
Yeah.
So I would bring people together, only the fun ones.
Yeah.
The other ones, by the way, I once threw a party and there was a school mom who wasn't invited, and she walked up to me and said, I heard you're having a party on Saturday. Where's my invitation? And I said, I'm not asking you to come to this party. I'll invite you to another one. And
Oh my
then
God, I feel
left.
sick.
And I left because how can you accost me? Obviously, if you don't have an invitation, it means you were not invited. Now, what's happening in this conversation? I'm going to suddenly change my mind. I said it's because I've not invited you to this party.
What did her face do?
I don't know. I left.
Did she laugh? Did she think you were joking? Was she
No,
like...
she was very upset. But I mean, she's not been upset forever. We talk now.
Okay, good. She got over it.
Yeah.
Well, it is
Bro,
kind...
if you're not getting over not being invited to one party 15 years ago, you have bigger problems than
No,
that
that's
party.
true. You have actually, if anything, a dream life because nothing bad has ever happened to you. But here's my thing. I am obsessed with the fact that she thought it was okay to ask
Yes,
you.
that is, and I thought this is impolite. Not inviting you was very much within the realm
That's
of what's
completely
polite.
reasonable.
This is impolite. But the thing is, when that happens, you just have to be honest. I said, she said, where's my invite? I said, you don't have one because I'm not inviting you to this party. Another one, I'll invite you.
Are you available to set boundaries for me in my life day to day, or is this like a special skill that only you get, or is there a class you give?
It's only for really petty shit.
Okay,
inviting
great,
to parties,
great,
right?
okay.
Anyway, so this party, there'll be people from different areas of my life. Therefore, there's no theme, but you come in and I'll make sure that you pick names from certain jars.
Gorgeous.
So I know you won't know those people.
Yeah.
And then you have to go find that person, and you have to talk to them, but they may not have your name, so they may not be interested in talking to you. So you've got to figure out, everyone has to meet everyone else outside of their comfort zone, and make it so that the aim is, and there's no way of judging this but except your own self, make yourself memorable, so that when that person leaves, they say, I met this person, I never thought I'd talk to a person from a VC, but they were really interesting.
From a VC?
Venture capital fund. VC.
I would be at the end of the party being like, I can't believe I learned what VC meant. I never thought I'd learn what VC, venture capital.
Venture capital. What I'm saying
That's going to be a heady mix with the improv gang and just being like, what does VC mean? Let's work it out. Yes, and.
Yes, and so I just think that so it wouldn't be a theme, but it'd be a tiny little thing you had to do.
I think make yourself memorable is a really fun
Yes,
theme.
make yourself memorable.
Love that it's Q1 and essentially the theme is networking. I love it.
Well,
I love it.
Aren't we all networking
Yeah,
at
why
some
not?
level, you
Just,
know?
yeah, I like that you're just making it part of the
for
part of the
friendship.
evening. That's so nice. Okay, so we have our theme. Decor, we know, is fairy lights. Is there
Outside.
anything else that we're adding to the mix?
I like a straw.
You like a
I
straw?
like straws, you know.
Yeah, and do you mean like a specific like fancy kind or just
Yeah,
with a-
so I want to get straws, you know, the ones that go like this, and then it's
the bendy ones? Oh my God, they're
super
so...
bendy and like rolled around.
Why don't we have more of those?
Because
Like the roller coaster straws.
yeah, they're roller coaster, and you get them in all kinds of shapes. And
There
so
are
of
not
course
enough
it's
of
like
them.
80 seconds between you going and the drink getting to you,
Yeah.
but it's fun.
It's a good 80 seconds, and
Yeah.
also I'd love to watch some like older male VCs drinking out of fun swirly
Fun
pink straws that take
So
them an hour to get their
straws.
drink out of.
So straws.
Okay, straws.
That's the main thing.
Fine. Okay, that was easy.
And flowers.
What are we now? We can talk flowers. What are we doing?
Okay, it's February.
It's February.
We don't want to pretend that we plucked carnations from our garden, because A, who has gardens, and B, where's the carnations in February?
And see, I don't like carnations. There, I said it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, there you go. And I actually think maybe I was thinking of peonies.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I love a peony.
Love, but we're also not getting those in February.
No. So what I think is with flowers, what you do is you make real life arrangements of, again, stuff that's been purchased, but it's all, how do you call it? You know those mixed flowers you get that are just versions of dahlias and sort of carnations.
Yeah.
Not carnation, dahlia and daisy kind of. Those
I love that
marigold
carnations
type.
your fill-in for everything. Yes,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
It's also my fill-in for that sweet milk.
What's that sweet?
Carnation condensed milk.
Okay.
I also always used to drink that when I was little.
Yum,
yeah,
good
you know.
for you.
So I think those flowers that that I ran into Tesco and just bought, at the end of the day they make all the flowers
Yes,
£1
yes,
or whatever.
yes.
I just bought bunches of those because I always think, where are they going to go?
That's so nice.
They're gonna go to our party.
A second life for some crappy flowers at the end of their day in
Yeah.
Sainsbury's to our party.
To our
The
party.
lights will be low. I love that for us.
Yeah, and also it's like, well,
And they
there's
only have to
fresh
last the
flowers.
night.
And they were going to go in the Tesco bin.
Yeah, okay, fine. Wow, we're really saving the life of some flowers. That's so
Yeah.
nice. Dress code?
Right. I find people who send invitations and say, now this is what you must wear.
Yeah. She's putting on a hat while she says
I
it.
find them idiotic.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I've come to a party to enjoy myself. I can't enjoy myself in something you've told me to wear. And I have to think about. Plus, when I give a party for your enjoyment. First of all, I've stressed you out about what you're going to wear. Zero.
Yeah, no, you're right. But can I just tell the listeners a
Unless
very
you're 7
specific
years old.
dress code story that we have from...
Yes.
Okay, so I went to Sindhu Vee's Diwali party, which happened to be... unfortunately, we were maybe two of four white people at the party. And
But also my husband was there. And he is white.
two of five white people at the party. But we, unfortunately, were going to... Oh no, your paper hat broke. That's tough. So Diwali fell on the same day as Halloween.
This is the best.
And we had to go to a Halloween party afterwards, and we already stood out, we were the lesbians, but we did also show up dressed as Fred and Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and obviously
A lot of people were dressed to the hilt in Indian clothes.
yeah, they were.
What was I wearing? Was I wearing Indian clothes? Must have been.
Yeah, and you looked beautiful. But
Thank you,
you looked stunning, and so did Uma. You both
Oh
just
yes,
looked
the
divine.
girls had those clothes made for Diwali.
Yeah, they looked divine. And we looked like we were cosplaying as gay male cartoons.
And my
which we
friends
were.
loved you. They were like, one of my friends came in and she's like, is that Shaggy? It is Shaggy. And then she said, this must be one of your funny friends. I said, well, clearly. I mean, they're come as Shaggy.
Yeah, it's unfortunately
But it was lovely. And we all loved it.
Yeah, it was nice of you. It was really nice of you. It felt extremely inappropriate.
No,
And-
because the thing with Diwali and all these, at least with all the Hindu festivals, there's no, we don't have a dress code as such.
Well,
we
thank
do
God,
it
'cause
for- we just want you to be there.
there was a point at which I was like, I'm sure all these people will have just been like, those two lesbians dressed as Scooby-Doo characters who are eating, let's be honest, 80% of the food have bad vibes.
No, everyone loved your vibes.
That's nice. Well, we really enjoyed the vibes,
And also
we
because so
loved
many
the
Indians,
food.
they loved your hair, so the color. You know
Oh,
how we
that's
love
nice. Yeah.
red hair.
It's so I get so
and
so much
freckles.
appreciation.
And freckles.
Although I get so much from you that when I went to Mumbai, I was expecting more, but I went with Claire, my agent, who has blonde hair, and she
Oh,
was
no, that trumps.
ultimately I was
Sorry to
like
say the
just
word.
carrying the bags. Yeah.
Is this a prop?
This is a prop bucket hat. Would you like that? Please pile it on. Okay, it's just a shame you're not having a dress code because you love them, it seems.
I love clothes too.
So, food and drink. Are we serving any?
Of course, what kind of person has a party without food and drink?
I'm just checking in. What kind of drinks, what kind of food, please?
Very strong alcohol.
Yes, are we having a cocktail of the evening, or are we just doing like Sindhu has everything vibes?
No, there will be stuff,
Yeah.
Of course, like you can't force people to only drink the cocktail you make. But there will be a cocktail of the evening.
Go on.
And I think, and this is controversial sometimes, but I think there's not enough good caipirinhas.
What is that? What's in that?
Caipirinha?
Yeah, got nothing for you.
It's a it's a Brazilian drink.
Okay.
And it's made with, I think, a liquor called cabrasca or something. It's not like margarita. It's like a distant cousin of a margarita, but very
Yum.
distant.
Okay, great. Like when Americans tell me how they're Irish.
No, more distant and
Okay.
also more real.
Yeah.
It's like got mushed up lime and brown sugar and very strong alcohol. And the thing with that drink is everyone, when they drink that, they're like, oh, I should be doing something exciting right now.
Heaven.
So it kind of ignites the mood.
Okay, done.
And it's a caipirinha.
Fantastic. A high stakes cocktail.
So that'll be on. And then, of course, the people who say I want beer. And there's no wine. There's no wine.
Fine. Okay, fine. But we can have, but I've never been to your house and not been handed a glass of champagne and then immediately offered whiskey. So
That's
I
me.
assume both of those
Yeah, of
will
course,
be.
in my house I have everything. But this is this party
Yeah,
in
you're
this
right.
place.
Good for you. You don't have to bring it all. Okay, good. Food. What are we doing? And is it finger food or is it sit down food?
No, not sit down. This is not a sit down party.
Okay.
This is a have fun. It's February party.
Yeah, this is a stand-up. You have a Brazilian drink in your hand. Think of something fun to do. Make yourself memorable. Go chase
yeah.
somebody down kind of party.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we eating?
Yeah, this is I went to a party last night, man.
Nice.
I learned something about myself.
Whoa.
It's that kind of party.
Okay, I'm so hyped. Go
Yeah,
on.
exactly. So there will be food, but because I have this thing, because in India when you have parties, you serve full food. Full food.
Yeah.
Even if you're inviting someone for tea, you've stuffed them with all kinds of food, because we feed.
I love it there.
But here, sometimes you go to parties and there's like this much canapes, and you're like, oh, I guess I'm gonna have to go home and make dinner.
Yeah.
This is not. This is
People don't expect you to expect your dinner when you come to a party, which I think is bad because I'm also from a feeding culture.
Well, yeah, you have to. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I think there will be food. It'll all be in bowls.
Okay, great.
It's just easy.
Fine.
All be in bowls. Everything at the Diwali party was in bowls that were recyclable. They were made of like bamboo husk or whatever. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, wow, that's so good.
I know,
Did
my
you not
friend-
have to do any washing up? You just could throw it
No,
away?
they all get recycled right away, and they're
Oh
like
my
all
God.
made from eco stuff. Anyway, so there'll be bowl food, and I'm going to tell you what it's going to be.
Bowl food. Tell us
bowl
what's in the
food.
what's the bowl
One
food?
of the bowl foods is going to be something spicy with, spicy for you,
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
with like coconut rice, tofu, that kind of vibe.
Yum.
Because I think you have a bowl or two of that and you're full.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, rice is not good for diabetes, but you're full in the day.
Okay, is the whole crowd pretty diabetic or
No, I'm just
Okay, then I
saying.
think we can get away with it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's going to be another bowl that has, like a mac and cheese thing.
Yum. Yes.
So like if you're like, I want gluten.
This is carb heavy. I love it.
Yes.
Okay.
And then there'll be another bowl, and it'll be a bowl, but in it will be a little burger. Because some people need to
Cute.
eat meat.
Like a slider.
Slider. Is
Cute.
that what it's called, a slider?
Yeah, I think that's-
Where are they sliding? I've never understood
I
that.
don't really know, but Americans insist that they're sliders.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't know.
So there's that. And then the fourth bowl, because I think those are three nice,
Yeah,
mixed-
gorgeous.
And the fourth bowl will be, it's the end of Feb. It's going to be like a really tasty rhubarb blueberry crumble with some custard.
Oh my god, yum.
I just think it's that kind of weather.
That's heaven. Oh my god, I'd love that.
So that food is, and then of course there's crisps. That's just in
of
bowls.
course, because it's Britain.
Yeah. And also, who doesn't like crisps?
Yeah, I don't disagree.
But
with
there's
you.
no of that prawn cocktail nonsense. Refuse.
Okay.
Can't have it in my house. My kids hide and eat it. Refuse.
What's the beef?
It smells and tastes awful.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Although
Have you been on a closed train late at night with a bunch of people eating that?
yeah, it's
You-
pretty
you-
horrific.
you-
My only exception is the skips variety. I quite like that kind. No, okay,
None-
fine.
no.
All right, cool. They're not
Salt
they're
and vinegar.
done.
Turns
Okay.
out I can't wear the hat and the happy birthday.
That's
Which one
really
do you
tough.
prefer?
You could flip the front of the bucket hat and then wear
Yeah,
the
but then
sunglasses.
it doesn't look as nice.
I think hat. It's quite nice to see your eyes.
Okay, fine.
You can keep those glasses for after the hangover, after this incredible party, though. Right. So we've covered drinks, we've covered food.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. Who's invited? And is there a strict guest list? I'm gathering from your triumphs on the playground, that you are willing to tell people that they're absolutely not invited.
I don't send out 2 invites. You're not coming to my party and you're coming.
That should be a thing, though. It would make your life so much easier.
I send out one. I would invite, I'm not giving you names.
But like, are your family coming?
Okay. So to that party? No.
Okay, fine.
My husband will probably be at work because it's not going to be, but I'll tell him if you want to swing by, please do. And he will, because he likes a party.
Yeah, he does. He'll say he won't, and then he'll stay longer than he intended to.
Yeah.
And he'll be a real hit with the lesbians.
Yeah. He loves you guys. Not all, when I say you guys, I don't mean all the lesbians.
Just us two.
You two. No, when I first met him, we all lived in a dorm, and one side there was the East Wing and the West Wing. There was this is a humongous dorm at University of Chicago, and there was a party on his wing, which was the West Wing, and the party started with him making margaritas in gigantic buckets that they'd emptied from other stuff, and Jakob was like, and he's a Viking, so he can drink a bucket and be fine. Meanwhile, everyone else had passed out. So
the Danes, good for them.
So yes, there would be. I would maybe my older kids, but they wouldn't come either. I would invite some of the people that I think are really, really boring. From just a few from each of the civilian things, because they need to start to, and I like them, but they need to change now. It's enough. So I would invite them because they'd have to put their hand in the jar, and then they'd have to.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Wow. So as a sort of outreach program, you bring some boring people so as to shake things up because it's time that they get a life. Yeah. But majoritively speaking, it's fun time people.
Well, no, it's people that I want at that party. There'd be a group of comedians. It'd be maybe 1 or 2 actors, but they all live in New York, so I don't know if they would come to this party.
Yeah.
I'd invite quite a few of my civilian friends from different areas. Yeah. Some of the school moms. And whatever, and mix it all up. It would be, I would say I'd invite about 60 people.
Great. And we expect 60 to show up.
Frankly. That tends to happen.
Yeah, I think so too. I've never seen anybody turn you down.
No, but also one other rule I have is if I invite you to a party and you say, can I bring a friend? It's always yes.
Oh, really?
Always yes.
Why?
Because obviously you want to have a good time. You're coming to my party. I trust you. I know you enough to know that you know me, like to have a good time. Even the boring ones, I know who they are.
So harsh if that woman who asked if she was invited is listening to this, to be like, oh yeah, anyone can bring a friend. She can't come, but literally anyone can bring a friend.
Yeah, she was not invited, man.
I'm with you. That's very funny. I do have one special talent as a party planner. I don't know if you know this, but I can get you 3 dream guests. They can be dead or alive. They can be celebrities or otherwise. You can pick anyone.
Oh, see, this is hard because I know that if I asked the people that I idolize, I wouldn't have a good time because I'd just be with them all the time.
Would you be like stressing that you?
No, I just want to talk to them. I'd be like, who are these other idiots? Let's get
get rid of the school moms.
And I don't think that party is a vibe to bring my idol. So let me think quickly.
Okay, that's kind of you to park your idols for another time, so that everybody gets to see you this evening. That's really kind of you.
And I get to see everybody. I would invite the idols to a dinner, and sit and talk to them.
Good for you.
But not to this kind of party.
Wow, that's so dignified.
Yeah, it's the wrong time and place. You know how I'm about my invitation list.
No, absolutely.
Wrong time and place.
Yeah, they were not invited.
They are not
invited. I'm sorry, Prince, you're not invited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Prince, Amitabh Bachchan, they can't come to this. It's just
not the right vibe.
No. Yeah. But so who are 3 people that I would invite to this party that I would like you to bring? Pedro Pascal.
Fuck. Sorry, you're talking to anybody but Pedro Pascal. I still wouldn't be talking to anybody else. I'd just be like,
no,
wow.
Pedro Pascal, I think he'd be good in the mix.
Are there some fans for the, and I mean like things to cool all the women down for when he walks in?
No.
Oh, really?
They'll have to find a magazine or go buy one at the news agent.
I'll bring my own.
Yeah, so Pedro Pascal.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm suddenly like smiling in an uncontrollable way. Why am I delirious over Pedro Pascal? He's not even okay. Great.
Him dancing in that ad.
Can
is
you
too much.
Imagine?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh my God! What? How am I getting anything done at this party? Am I invited? By the way, I hope so. Okay, but wow, Mads Mikkelsen. These are 2 incredibly hot men.
But they're also people can just be down to earth and have fun.
Sure,
I don't have time to entertain them, so they have to be fun.
They'll be entertained. The women will be like, "What can I get you? Can I get you anything? Do you need anything? Can I get? Do you want a chair? Do you want to sit on my lap? What's happening?"
Exactly. And then the third person I'd like to invite.
Hot choices.
That would be difficult if you didn't have these magical powers.
This has been a real gift to me, by the way. I'm loving your list, but also because sometimes I forget that I'm bisexual, and then you say Pedro Pascal and Mads Mikkelsen in the same sentence and I'm in.
Of course.
Yeah, who else?
Of course. And then the third person that I would really like to invite to this party. Remember the lady that came out and said outed a lot of stuff about Trump last time he was president?
Stormy Daniels is invited.
Yes, because I feel like Stormy Daniels, I have a sense she knows how to party.
I
think she's
agree.
very comfortable with strangers.
I think she'd be wicked in Q1.
She'd be wicked in Q1,
Yeah.
and she'd be like, and also I just want to hear the things Stormy has to say.
Great. I love Stormy as an invite. This is
Stormy,
great.
Stormy Daniels, Mads Mikkelsen, Pedro Pascal.
And you know what? I think she's the kind of girl who people aren't inviting to their parties because they think she'll be busy. She's so cool. And then she's at home going like, why is no one inviting me? And they're like, Stormy would want to come to this party? How exciting.
Also, I don't care about that because it's your problem. You're the party.
I'll get her on
genie.
side. It's a shame you're not also inviting Stormzy. What a fun mix-up that would be every evening.
Oh no, then my kids would come with all their friends.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
And they would overrun my party with teenage blah blah.
Okay.
No
yeah.
thanks.
All right, great, cool. Stormy Daniels it is, not to be confused. How exciting. Okay, so the invite list is done. Right, Sindhu Vee. So far, you've given me a theme of make yourself memorable. You've got a dress code of, no, we're not doing dress codes. How incredibly boring are you? We're doing this on the rooftop of Picture House Central in Piccadilly, and the guest list is going to be made up of Stormy Daniels, Mads Mikkelsen, and Pedro Pascal. Oh my god, I'm sliding off my seat.
And don't forget the straws. There's curly straws.
And there's going to be incredibly exciting curly straws that takes everyone a long time to suck their drink out of. There's going to be some fun jokes about that, no doubt. Okay, the next thing we need to talk about is music, which we will do right after this. Sindhu Vee, let's talk about a playlist. Are we making one ourselves? Are we having a DJ? Who's doing this? What's the music?
I don't really have a good sense of that. I would ask Jakob to do it. It'd probably be, it'd just be music that when it plays, because there'll be dancing, obviously.
Yeah. What kind of, okay.
So there'll be dancing music, a lot of hip hop.
A lot of hip hop.
A lot of hip hop.
And your Danish husband will sort that out for you?
Oh yeah, he's big. Like he has memorized Q magazines from 30 years ago. He's
really?
a big music buff. Yeah.
Okay, great. So you're genuinely just handing this off?
I'll be like, please make a playlist, and it will be great.
And you have no requests?
No, he knows what I like. So he knows there'd be certain songs that I would always want to have, and he'd put like "Kiss" by Prince, and he'd put like a song, and I forget her name. She's I can't remember her name. That song. And stuff
maybe he should do the playlist.
Yeah, I can. I'm just like, what's that song? Like, my favorite thing in the world is Shazam.
Oh, fantastic!
I'm always like, what's that? Yeah.
I wish there was a Shazam for other things. For like, why did I come in here? And,
and also, who is this person?
Yeah, and how do I get there? And what did I say to that guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Great. Well then,
so that's all sorted. But there will be. I can guarantee you one thing: no one's going to find the music so intrusive that they'll be like, oh, the music at the party, but no one will be like, I wish they had music. It's
fine.
Just that
it's like a very much a background.
It's the Goldilocks, and then the dance is going to be very hip hop.
Great, done, easy. That was the quickest chat about music we've had.
Yeah.
On this.
Plus, we'll have some Indian friends, and they tend to take it over. So there's no point in me spending too much time.
What do you mean they tend to take it over?
They just go and find the thing and say, no, now we're playing this song. So
they just straight up DJ themselves.
Yeah. They're like, no, what is this shit? And then they start playing. So I don't worry about music much.
Wow, that's incredible. Mm-hmm. That's wow. I feel like that is like if I tried to have a party with and do food. If my mother was coming, I wouldn't worry so much because eventually she would just sort it. Exactly. Okay, fine, done. Cindy, we're almost at the end, but I want to give you a party bag first of all as a thank you for coming on. There's a party bag beside you. Before you open it, can you tell us? Do you like giving?
Is that a piñata behind you?
Yeah, that's a piñata behind you. But then behind that, there's a party bag. Do you want piñatas at your party?
No, it's not that kind of party.
Oh, my apologies. Wow, I can't even believe I thought it was. How embarrassing for me. Gifts, do you like to get or give?
I think I like getting gifts a little more than I like giving them.
Thank God, you're the first guest to admit that. Everyone's been like, I prefer giving. I've been like, are we just going to lie straight up every single time in front of Comic Relief?
It's not like getting is here and giving is here. It's like this.
It's pretty close, but ultimately getting is better. Okay, great. Well, then there's a bag over there for you, so you can open it. It's a little red bag. Yeah, absolutely. You can open it. It's from Comic Relief. The question is, what's in it?
I love a gift.
I know you do.
Oh, I've got the little nose.
You've got a red nose. What kind did you get? You got the one with the hands. That's nice.
I know. Can I hold on? You know I'm going to.
I do know you're going to put it on, of
course.
course. It's quite fun because it does tend to make you sound quite nasal.
Not me. Oh, me. I sound quite nasal now.
That was so funny to say not me.
I know, not me.
What else you got in there?
Oh, I got these. Can I start wearing
Some
them?
badges. Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, keep talking.
Wow, I love that you're layering up with all of this.
Oh, I
This is
love
so great.
it. I love it.
What else did you get?
Got a hat I can break later.
Oh my god, fantastic.
And I have a
What is it? What is it?
a bucket hat.
Yes!
I
Your
have
very
my
own!
own. Let me get rid of this rubbish. Let me wear my own.
Can you believe it? It's so funny that you were actually wearing
I
it.
love it.
Yeah,
Love a gift.
you're all kitted out now.
I love
Okay,
a
good.
gift.
I'm glad. You're very easy to please, so that makes you an easy person to give a gift to.
Gift. Look at my bucket hat.
Look at your very own, and it's reversible.
Reversible.
You're lucky also it fits your head. Mine's too big. So sad. Okay, great. So you like to get a gift.
I like to get a gift.
Excellent. Who's the best person at giving you gifts?
My husband.
That guy. He's so damn good.
This is, by the way, the world's largest bucket hat.
No, and it still doesn't fit my. Don't
No,
say
no,
that
no,
because
no,
it
this-
genuinely
that
doesn't.
one's tiny.
Okay, thank you for
No,
that's
please
generous.
wear this because you and me can get under it together.
Okay,
Try.
really? Watch this not fit my head. That's
Watch,
what's
it's
going to
gonna
happen.
fit your head. There.
Sindhu, it's a
huge,
bit of a squeeze.
but it's fitting.
It's just about on. Okay. I look like, why do I look like, it reminds me of, do you remember Clarissa on Nickelodeon?
No.
Okay.
What?
No,
What
and you know what? It doesn't even matter. Okay, speaking of invites, Sindhu Vee, as you mentioned them,
No,
you
you
look
can't.
badass. What kind of invite do you send? Paper? Email?
Oh, what's up?
Oh, WhatsApp. Okay, fine. So we don't need to design an invite for this party.
Do you want to?
Always.
I would like to do something, I think, on the inside that is completely different to what the invite's going to be. So on the inside, maybe like a granny wallpaper, florally vibe,
Fun. Love that.
right?
Okay, great.
And probably it's February. I would go with the theme of the weather, grays.
Gorgeous.
And not silver. Let's go with gray.
Like misery invite.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
inside flap of the envelope.
Fun.
Then the invite.
I love that you're like, I don't do it. But if we're doing it,
Yeah.
let's begin with the inside flap of the envelope.
That's
Excellent.
always paperless post. That's why always I go first.
Great. Next.
You flip it over, then you get to pick the stamp.
Gorgeous. What
It's
did you say?
always a heart.
Oh,
Because I'm
sweet.
inviting you because I really like you.
And it's the month of love, to be fair.
Oh, no. Actually, then let's take that away. People think it's Valentine's party.
Okay, fine. It's gone.
Let's take that away.
Screw that. Forget it.
Screw
Love's
that.
over.
I know they have martini glasses. I don't like that. Maybe something else that denotes love, but I don't know what it would be.
A
'Cause I
Cupid.
don't remember.
We don't want anything for Q1.
No, but people in February were like, oh, it's Valentine's. I think what we could do is, I mean, I don't think they have stamps of sadness.
You can make your own stamp.
Can you?
You can on this party.
Oh, then I would have a stamp of like someone who's wondering.
Okay.
Why-
Okay.
Why did I move to this country?
Just a curious guy.
No, like, why am I here in February? What's happening with my life? What decisions have brought me here?
Amazing. That is going to be a detailed stamp, and I can't wait to see
Okay.
it.
And then the invitation itself is going to be super classy. It's going to be cream,
yeah.
and it's going to be it's going to have very strong, is it Smythson? Smythson vibes. Smythson. They're fancy stationers. They're owned by, what's his face's wife, man?
I love watching you try to remember things because you're the only person who does as
no,
much of it
listen,
as I do.
this is what's his name? David Cameron.
Oh my god.
His wife either runs Smythson or whatever.
Sam
Cam.
Really?
She either runs it or owns it or whatever, but they have very fancy stationery. Every time you walk by the store,
Yeah.
50 pounds comes out of your credit card. It's so
Direct
expensive.
debit.
Yeah, by walking past. Anyway, but it's going to be super crisp cream.
Yeah.
It'll have silver gray lining.
Divine.
And the front will just have one word. Come. C-O-M-E.
Wow. Imagine getting an invite that just said come and then you show up and Pedro Pascal is there. I'd be
Exactly.
like, yep.
Exactly.
How exciting. Okay, ideal. Wow. That's a sexy invite. I once got a wedding invite that was just a business card with an address.
Oh.
And it had a nice scent.
Nice.
And that was like, this is hot.
This is hot.
Yeah, that's just a sexy invite. Okay, great. I love that from you. And given that you've said that the aim of a party is really only how people feel about it afterwards or how they felt,
How they felt when they were at the
So
party.
what's success here? What do you want people to say about the party and how they felt about it and felt at it?
I want them to say, I met so-and-so and I never thought someone who wrapped mortgage bonds once upon a time could be that interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know venture capitalists had souls. That's so nice.
Okay, we can leave those biases at the door. But hopefully you'll come and say, oh my God, so much soul.
Yeah.
You know, because ultimately below everything, everyone is human.
Yeah.
And everyone at a party who's having a good time is having a good time, just like I'm having a good time, you're having a good time, right?
Nice.
So I want them to ask it to say, I'm going to be annual. I want them to be like, I met someone that was so strange. And then I want them to say, fuck, that was a great goddamn party.
Yes. If they're not using expletives, what's the fucking point? I think this is good.
It's
so
like,
funny that you said annual and not quarterly, but I guess we don't have that kind of budget.
no, and also I'm not having a February party in Q2 because it's not Q1.
Sorry, that was crazy of me. You're dead right. That was madness. I had a momentary lapse. My apologies. What is the worst etiquette crime you've ever witnessed at a party?
Oh,
Or the most common that you see?
I don't know about common, but one of the worst was where
Two lesbians came to my party dressed as Fred and Shaggy.
It was a sit down, but it was a very long table. So it must have been 20 people in someone's home. Mm-hmm. And they'd like put tables together. And then one of the guests got up and left. And I assumed it was the bathroom, went into the kitchen and opened the fridge to find if there was other food she wanted to eat because this food she didn't like.
No.
And we all kind of knew each other. And when I walked past, I was like, what are you doing? She's like, the food is shit. I'm trying to find something else. I said to her, are you out of your mind?
That also was the food shit?
No. She just didn't prefer that food.
Whoa, that's crazy.
And so she's like, I'm trying to, because the people giving the party were Indians, but the food was, I guess, not that Indian. And she was like, I just want some rice and dal. And I'm like, I said to her, I said to her, where are your parents? What is their phone number? Wait till I call your auntie. We call everyone's mother auntie.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, she would have done the same. I'm like, I can't believe how your dad's lived with her all these years. Horrible. But
no,
that to me was super offensive.
It's so offensive and so rude. I would be absolutely horrified.
I was mortified. And I said to you, have such bad manners.
Okay, good. Wow. I love that yours is an example where you immediately called it out. The rest of us are like, well, one time I said nothing.
No, I was like, what are you doing?
That's incredible. Okay, before we complete...
Shameful.
It is genuinely shameful.
Now I'm thinking, am I feeling hot?
I can see that you're annoyed. It's like how I feel about Pedro Pascal. I'm like, why am I so mad about it? Okay, before we complete this planning session, let's talk about the party admin. Arrival times, end times. Are they strict? No, you don't care.
My parties are always from 6:30.
Okay.
Or from 7.
Fantastic. Is there anything you want to veto? Is there anything that's not allowed to cross the threshold? Children, teenagers, funny hats?
I think if you bring young children, then you must babysit your children. In which case, I don't know how you're going to do it, what you're going to do. But if that kid gets in the way of other adults and they have to worry about it, then you're going to leave.
I'm obsessed with it.
I'm sorry, because one of my kids had a birthday party. And I just want to say this real quick. They were 7 or 8 years old. And one of the moms, very, very posh lady, I remember, arrived with her child who had, and then announced to me, and my kid was new at this school, and announced to me, my child has allergies, and then took out a box and said, if she eats any of this is the EpiPen, this is, and she got up and I said, where are you going? And she said, oh, I've dropped her off, this is what we do. And I said, no, but where are you going? And she said, sorry? I said, your child is a medical risk. And you're leaving this kid with me. I said, I am attending my child's birthday party. Who is the birthday girl? So either you sit here with this Red Cross box and look after your child, or you take your child also wherever it is you're going, because she ain't staying here with me. This is my kid's birthday. I said, you literally, and she was so offended.
Really?
But she stayed. And I offered her cake, and I offered her, I was like, you want some?
And the next time you saw her on the playground, you were like, you're not
invited
invited to that party, did I not tell you?
She didn't speak to me for 2 years. And I was like, you know what? It's fine if you don't speak to me, because there's less risk that I'll do something bad to your kid without stabbing it with the pen when it looks at popcorn or whatever the fuck the deal is.
I do feel like if you walk in with like a detailed manual,
a box, box.
Then I am going to need you nearby, because I am now worried, and there's a lot of children in
because also there's also all this, my kid is very special, my kid's very sick. Sure, but if it's that bad, I can take a peanut allergy.
Yeah,
I can. But bro, what do you think I'm doing at this party?
Yeah.
Is it your child's birthday party where I'm handling it? No, it's my child's birthday party.
Okay, great. Wow.
So similarly, if you bring a young child, you take care of it, and if it ain't working,
If it comes with its own first aid box, it's not allowed to cross the threshold. That's what I'm putting down.
Unless you're sitting with it.
Okay, fine.
And I'm fine to feed you and water you as long as the kid is safe.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Your own child's safety is up to you. Fair enough. Right, we need to come up with a name for this invite. So let's run through the broad strokes of what you've told me you're looking for here. Obviously, you have a theme of make yourself memorable. The dress code is non-existent. The venue is the rooftop, but also cozy interiors of the Picture House Central at Piccadilly. The food is 4 very specific boxes. We've got tofu and coconut rice. We've got mac and cheese. We've got blueberry crumble, and we've got blueberry and rhubarb crumble. And there was a third box. What was it?
The little hamburger.
The little sliders.
And by the way,
where are they sliding
bowls.
to?
They were bowls.
They were bowls. My apologies. How dare I say
boxes.
boxes? They were all in bowls. It's a bar. Of course it is. You can have anything except wine. And more specifically, we encourage you to open your mind, live your life, and drink a
caipirinha.
Thank God you said it for me. The guests are Pedro Pascal, Mads Mikkelsen, and Stormy Daniels. Because why the hell not? That girl's going to have stories to tell. The playlist is up to your husband. That's not your problem. Also, it's going to be taken over very quickly by the Indian guests. So what the hell's the point of putting any thought or effort into it? Gifts. You'd like some. Yes, please. Bring them along.
Yeah.
She wants them. The rules are simple.
Oh, by the way, if you do bring a gift to my party,
please.
I'll never be offended by this, but I will always know when you regift. I always know. And I don't mind, because I think, I get it. I get gifts I don't like. You're regifting. Fair play, but I know it's a regift.
That's astonishing. Okay, so you will know if they have brought it, having been given it by somebody else.
I know when you're regifting. It's fine.
Wow, good for you, girl.
Yeah.
That's an incredible, that's like, listen, you could do it. But just so you know, I know.
You're not tricking anyone, which is fine. But I don't think you shouldn't do it because we should upcycle and so on.
Of course.
But I always know.
But you're onto them. Okay, amazing. I'm now suddenly getting warm thinking about what I've ever brought to your house. But
only fresh flowers and pastries.
Okay, phew. I was suddenly have I ever done that? I don't think I have. But also,
I don't expect people to bring gifts.
Also, I just remembered who I'm talking to, and you would have told me. The rules are simple. If you have a kid, good for you. If you bring that kid, it is your responsibility. If that kid has special requirements, by all means, go off. We'll water you, we'll feed you, but do not leave that child unattended.
No, and if it's too much and it's getting in the middle of the party, you're going to have to leave.
Yeah, it's like a bag in an airport. Stay with your own. Fabulous. Yes. With all that in mind, Sindhu, what are we calling this?
Oh, we're calling the party something?
Well, do you want the name for your Q1
Come
party?
in Q1.
Come in Q1. It's so hot. Yes. Oh my God, what a sexy party.
But
Sindhu
it's come
Vee.
in Q1. So it's so many things.
I love that.
It's a good party.
It's your party, Sindhu Vee, and it's a come in Q1 party. Let's do some quick fire questions before you go.
Okay.
Drunk storytelling. Hilarious or deeply regrettable?
Never good.
Okay. Coat pile on the bed or an actual cloakroom?
A rack with hangers.
Oh my God, she has her own options. Stilettos or comfy shoes?
Stilettos.
Balloon animals, fun or deeply unsettling?
So good.
Guest who brings an uninvited +1, embrace or blacklist?
Embrace.
Oh yeah, that was one of the rules. Fantastic. There we have it. You're invited to Sindhu Vee's Come in Q1 party. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Sindhu Vee. There we have it. You're invited to Sindhu Vee's Come in Q1 party and we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to give us a follow, a 5-star rating, review, tell a friend, all that good stuff. You can find It's My Party on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts or wherever you choose to listen. And be sure to check out the official Comic Relief YouTube channel too. I highly recommend it on this episode since Sindhu put on every single prop in the studio. If you'd like to watch this episode, see my party planning setup for yourself, watch Sindhu try everything on, or you can find us on Insta and TikTok at Comic Relief. To buy Comic Relief merchandise, visit amazon.co.uk/Comic Relief, where you can also learn about Amazon's work with Comic Relief, a registered charity. It's My Party is produced by Ollie Seymour and executive produced by Ariane Mary for Audio Always. Executive producer for Comic Relief is Sam Michelle, and for Amazon Music, it's Megan Bradshaw.